G'day and welcome to the Runners. I'm Execute, and today I'm joined by Algared. How you doing, buddy?
Very tired, but I'm here.
Yep. So we've got a big start of sales so far today. We've actually got 2 floors to go through, so we're going to cut straight into game and get on with it. So here we are at the Expo Hall today, and I have to admit, it does look pretty grand, doesn't it, seeing that Reclaimer inside?
The Reclaimer front on does look very, very grand, I've got to admit.
Yeah. So normally we kick off going through the ships that are missing, but because we're going to go do an elevator trip, we're going to talk about those in the middle today. So we're just going to go straight into the Gladius. Again, light fighter predominantly will be featured in Squadron 42. I'm expecting it to be the starting ship. I don't know about you, Algared.
That's the impression I've got, but it is the starting ship for Squadron 42, and it's something I don't mind. Like it is a nice fighter. I like the aesthetic of it.
Yep.
You know, if you like pew pew and you like fighters, then that's not a bad starting fighter if you don't want to be hauling cargo. But
I'm gonna pretty much call that earn it in game though. Again, you know,
Yep.
under $200, don't bother. Same thing with the Saber. If you're really into combat though, don't let that stop you. If you like, if Arena Command is your jam, go nuts. I'd probably recommend some form of CCU exit strategy though, to go to a bigger ship
Mind
before
you,
launch.
if Arena Command is your jam, just earn the wreck and just buy the ships in,
Yeah.
and rent the ships in Arena Commander.
Yeah. So I'm really into the Reclaimer. It's kind of like my favourite ship at the moment, and I really like the idea of where the gameplay's going to go, and you can
Hey.
probably see why.
just step back a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, stop.
Oh, you trying to tell me I'm a little close?
No, just stop.
Yep.
Doesn't that claw look a bit like an alien's mouth? You know,
Oh,
the
yeah.
bending
I've never
piece.
really come with it. Yeah. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the one that jets out from the mouth and you know.
Yeah. Very Nostromo, though, this ship.
Yeah,
And anyone that's
very.
been in the kitchen area will tell you that very quickly. I'm a big fan of a lot of the economic ships. This one I'm a really big fan of. I think it'll be a really good money earner, and it's just big. And in the game at the moment, believe it or not, a lot of people rave on about the 890 jump and its weapons, but this, when you get a couple of guys in it, is unstoppable. I've literally been at Port Alisar. I don't know if you've done that, Agrid, but been at Port Alisar, and the whole of Port Alisar tries to take you on, and you just kill everything because it just that main turret, the guns one pop pretty much almost any ship. It's crazy.
The thing that I find that's different with this ship is it's got weaker shields. So its shields are weaker and its power pack is weaker. So it's something like that.
It's actually got 2 power plants and it's got a whole bunch of shields. The shields are actually stronger than the 890 jump.
So,
but we can
in
test
the past,
that.
in the past, I've found that being the difference. The components set them apart, but 890 jump does have heaps of holes in the shields as well.
Yeah.
So
I've
and
never
lots of
actually
issues.
taken an 890 jump on with a Reclaimer, but maybe that's something we can test one day. That'll be actually an interesting comparison in game at the moment. Then we move on to the Wardens. As Sear will tell you, they're just in a really bad spot at the moment. Like, he's actually talking about he has 2, or had 3 of them, and I think he's gone down to 2, and now he's talking about going down to 1. So Sear's very, very salty about what they've done to these ships, and I honestly, they were one of the most popular ships when the concept come out, and everyone just doesn't like that gimbaled and fixed weapon loadout, and it's the fact they didn't put in gimbaled nose guns is just really, like, what they could have done is not make it go down a size, but made it so maybe instead of 4, you only get 3 or something like that, you know, and that I think would have appeased a few people. But I don't know. What's your thoughts on that? Are you like me and Sear? You're not happy, or?
I'm not really a Saber, you know, a Vanguard fan.
Yeah.
I do like the way they pull back the aesthetics that was close to the concept.
I keep
I
calling
do
them
like-
Wardens, don't I? But yeah, you're right. It is
Yep.
Vanguards. But yeah, go and say so.
I almost called it the Bulldog, which was the original name that it had. So I don't like the fact that the top turret still doesn't recess in.
Oh, they said they would though eventually, didn't they? I think they just haven't put the animations in or something.
Yeah, they also said the Constellation Phoenix will get the 3rd turret, but we're still waiting for that too. So, you know.
He's not salty at all, guys.
No, not salty at all.
What's the name of our Discord channel at the moment, Algared? What did we change it to today? Just out of curiosity. Do you remember? Did you read it at all?
No, I didn't.
No
didn't read it.
Phoenix discussion allowed. Anyway, All right, what's the first of the mission ships, Algared, on the list as we're going down the elevator?
Ships that we are surprised that we didn't see at the sale.
And we're talking about just in-game here, though. They're still available in the actual sale.
Yeah, so we're just talking in-game. Vulcan.
Yep.
The Vulcan refuel, rearm, resupply. It's almost like eat, sleep, pray. It's almost as boring.
It's probably the worst of all the advanced starters, in my opinion. Super jack of all trades, master of none. It might appeal to some people, but like if you get 2 Vulcans, they do not calculate to 1 Crucible. And therefore the Crucible is just a much better buy if you can afford it, in my book.
And I think the biggest problem that the Vulcan has, I think, is not what it can do, it's the supply.
Yeah.
The fact that
cargo's
its
too
supply thing is so small.
Yeah.
I've got to admit, I did think that possibly having a Vulcan working with say a Kraken. You know, someone was talking about using the Kraken as a supply ship and repair ship and landing big ships on the, and being able to repair it. And I was postulating that with the repair drones, it would be able to repair, if it's got enough supplies, it could repair anything. Just like the, but 10 Crucibles work on an Idris type thing.
All right, so moving on.
Out by drones.
Redeemer, we know that's just started production, and it's up for a full rework. So last holiday sale was the only ship I brought it back from my buyback, so I am looking forward to that. On paper, it seems like a mini Hammerhead, but without the wasted space. So I've bought it. Don't know if I'll keep it when it comes out, but I'm hedging my bets on that one. So, and I know there's a few other people that have picked it up as well. I'm looking forward to the rework. Yourself, Algared? Yeah, you're looking forward to it, or?
I'm interested to see what they do, because a lot of the internal space of the Redeemer was the crew pod.
Yes.
With the dropship function, and we know that's gone.
I think we can say it's going to safely go in size, though. I think taking the new metrics.
Think it's got to go. New metrics to make it so you can walk around, because I think the metrics were all out. But it's going to be interesting to see how they change the ship to just be a pure gunship. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah.
Right, Nautilus, only Aegis sale that went on sale this year. I question the mines. I know Sear's big into it's his playstyle, and it might not be everyone's playstyle. It's definitely a more defensive posture opposed to, say, something like the Polaris's offensive posture. I'm just not happy with that mines. What about you? Is it good or bad for you? Real quick.
I think I probably side with Sear. It kind of fits with my gameplay more.
Yep.
I'm more about support guy, so.
Yep. So it is good. It's not a bad ship. It just you've got to see if it fits your playstyle, and I'd agree with that. Yeah.
And the big problem with it, as we've said before, is the mines.
Yeah.
The size of the mines just.
The last 2 on the list that are not here, which kind of surprises us, especially with the Idris being in the sale last year, to visually see there is no Idris this year, and there is no Javelin. Again, you're getting into the area of there are so many people that have these bigger ships. I'm almost trying to talk people out of getting the bigger ships at the moment, because there's just. There are orgs that have so many of them, they're never going to pilot them all.
And look, I'd agree. They're orgs with lots of them. Like, I've got a Javelin, and I reckon my Javelin's just going to sit and be at worst be a warehouse, a storehouse for me to store my stuff.
Do you want to tell people how you found the spare Javelin? Yeah, he had a spare. The other day, he's like, I found a spare one. Right, we'll leave it at that. Anyway, moving on. Eclipse. So, the nichest of ships, I think, this one. Definitely up there with the stealth gameplay. Again, I don't generally recommend this ship because of its price. But if bombing is your thing, I'd say it's probably the apex of bombing. Besides, like solo bombing, you'd have to agree with that term.
Yeah, I was going to say solo bombing.
Yeah. But if you're in a group, the Retaliator's still really good. Almost checked that. The Retaliator and the Polaris.
Retaliator still has more torpedoes and.
Yep. Speaking of which, here she is.
Yeah, and I still think that it's got problems. It's not perfect.
Yeah.
But to me, it's one of those ships. It's one of those iconic ships. it's kind of, for me, like a Connie.
Well, for me,
It's that kind of iconic ship.
it comes down to gameplay. You're going to be able to put cargo pods in this, and because of the stealth mechanics of the ship, it becomes one of the best stealth ships in the entire game, aka the best smuggling ship in the game. And I think not a lot of people have talked about that, but I would wager this with cargo pods is going to be way more stealthy than, say, something that they call a cargo ship like the Star Runner. I would, like, if I was someone attacking the ship, you would have to question, oh shit, does it have torpedoes? Oh shit, I might want to avoid that.
Yeah, at long range, when you detect that it's a retaliator, is it a cargo retaliator? Is it a HAB retaliator? Is it a troop carrying retaliator? Is it just...
And you can mix... You can mix and match those pods, so you could technically still have some torpedoes and cargo, or you can go full cargo. And like Algared said, you can mix and match your pods, and so it makes this ship a little bit like the Warden. You just don't know what you're going to run into, and therefore it adds to that danger factor. And I think this is a sleeper ship. You know, when we did the episode on sleepers, this is definitely one of the ones I remember from that episode.
It's got issues.
Yes.
Like I saw an episode. A video someone posted the other day of a fully crewed retaliator being taken out by an Avenger. I think it was an Avenger. No, Gladius, and it just got chewed apart. Couldn't seem to land hits.
Yep. I'm going to be honest. I literally just turned my retaliator into my Carrack because that's the upgrade I had. So I have questioned possibly getting another one, but at the moment I'd probably recommend just the base and then the modules in game, because from the base to the torpedo variant is like $175, and the base only costs $150. So the torpedoes cost more than the ship, which is just crazy to me.
Yep. I'd look at possibly, if it's not an issue for you, getting a torpedo variant, because that is the one that was always a limited. They used to sell that as limited, not being available. So that, I think, is the one worth getting.
Well, it depends how... we don't have any info on how easy they are going to be in game, but let's be honest, most modules generally are going to be pretty easy to get. So, I don't know. I can't give information either way from my perspective on that.
I was just thinking in the terms of being able to buy the torpedo version now.
Yep.
That is a limited ship. That's not always available.
Right.
So...
Hammerhead. Let's move on. Hammerhead. Wasn't in game last year. Not to my memory anyway. Or not at the sale anyway. I could be wrong. I'm not a fan of this ship. Purely based on, several factors. Like, half the ship is wasted space. The psychology of actually being on this ship where you've got so many gunners and not enough other roles. I think a lot of people are going to get fatigued just sitting in the turret, because it's a patrol ship as well. So, I'm not sold on the gameplay for this ship. What about you, Algared?
It's depends on what you're doing with it. If you're going into a combat zone, your players are going to have fun. If you're doing cargo runs with it, there are better ships to do cargo. But you've got 2 or 3 people in this ship. It can still be pretty much the boss. Each of those turrets is firing off of basically the forward firing armaments of a Constellation.
Yes. It's great. It's got great armament. I'll give you that.
And it's got great arc. So you could go with an undercrewed ship and have 2 or 3 turrets being armed and do a great job. And come on, you've got to admit, the posters for the Hammerhead is probably one of the best posters in the game.
Yeah, the Jaws one, yeah. I would say, though, at the same price, though, you've also got the Nautilus. And even though that gameplay is not for me, I think that's a better... I don't know. I think it's a better ship. But they both target the same area, too, which is all the the fighter type of ships. So these are I think these guys are... This is the offensive to its defensive, basically. So whatever you prefer.
Oh, look, I actually think this is probably more a defensive ship. I think it's the type of ship you have with your fleet. If you're
I don't think you could ever.
You can use that.
I don't think you could ever send a Nautilus in, but you can send this in, where the Nautilus places mines. This is probably both offensive and defensive. So yeah, I don't know. We'll have to do some more talking about that.
As I was saying before, I like the Nautilus. It probably fits my gameplay. But if I had to choose between those 2 ships, I probably would lean towards the Hammerhead, because I think at present, with a couple of mates, that's got more value, and I can use it in game at the moment. But even when the Nautilus is out, I'll probably still go the same option.
Okay.
Even though the Nautilus does appeal to me more.
All right, moving on to the last ship that's actually physically in the Expo today, which is the Avenger. series. Best starting ship in game, bar none. Specifically the Titan variant, in my opinion. I think Algared would.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Titan is by far the best starter ship. So much so, my nephew was actually looking at getting in the game.
Yeah.
Finally got someone. And
I need more friends.
and
Right.
and I was finally got someone who's actually going to get the game. And I said to him, look, he was looking at the ships. Oh, what's the best ship to start? And I said, no, this one. You
Yeah.
know, get this. Don't get anything. Don't even worry about the Aurora. Don't even worry about the Mustang. Get a Titan.
Yeah.
Because it is by far the best starting ship.
I think this is the actual variant of it here. I could be wrong, but I'm willing to take a guess.
Ramps open at the back.
There we go. Yep. That's it.
Go. There's the baby.
So the way you can tell is the guns on it are different, and there's no pods in the back. But the other ones, you can basically, when the game comes out, you can kind of put those pods in. The only one we're not sure of is the Warlock, but definitely you'll be able to put the pods in from the Stalker. So save yourself a bit of money and leave it as the cargo variant, because you can do more jobs with the cargo variant at the moment, can't you?
Oh, yeah. We think the pods from the Stalker will be able to go in, mainly because in Squadron 42, when they did a vertical slice, the Advocacy Agent's ship was basically a modified version. It only had half the number of pods.
Yep.
Don't
bother with the skin version like this. It's I think it's like an extra $15, and it's just not worth it. You'd almost want to go to a bigger ship once you get to that price. But yeah, all right. I think that's everything, Algared. We'll switch back over to our main screen. Yeah, CCU recommendations for today are pretty much, again, the usual standard affair. Anything over $200. Things like the Warden are starting to get moved away from because they're in bad spot. Redeemer is a possible safe bet, but again, until the final ship comes out, we can't make that call. But maybe pick up a CCU 2-1 if you are wanting to place bets, and that's what I've done. I'm pretty sure Algared's still got a hold of yours, don't you? And I think Sear was even looking at getting one. I'll have to confirm that with him. Retaliator base is a good buy-in at $150 because it's technically like a $275 ship that you might be able to get the modules in game. But again,
you'll certainly be able to get the crew quarter one, the cargo one. You'll be able to get those modules. How easy the torpedo modules are, we don't know.
Yep.
Based on the fact that the torpedo variant is not available, probably does mean it'll be hard.
Again, the Javelin and the Aegis are up to you. Same thing with the Nautilus. Does it fit your play style? Seriously think about, though, before you put down a lot of money like an Aegis, there are a lot of people that already have those, to the point that you've got to do the math. A Javelin holds 83 people, and I know people that own Javelins and they don't have 83 friends. So you seriously need to really think before you bite the bullet on that one. All right, anything else you'd like to add, Algared?
Yeah, this is probably the show, or this is probably the manufacturer where, if you're a new backer, the biggest CCU for you today is a Mustang Alpha to a Titan.
Yep.
It'll save you $5 from going from an Aurora to a Titan.
Yep.
So buy one of those 2 base packs.
Mm-hmm. Actually, you could pick up the Pisces LTI. Oh, wait, you can't do it anymore, can you? Because the Pisces is $60 as well. That sucks. Yeah, so if you look at the Pisces in a package at $60, it's bad value compared to this at $60. So, I don't know, I'll have to double check that, but I'm not. I'm pretty sure being at the same dollar value, there won't be a CCU to it, but I'll double check.
But I still think that, I think the Pisces is an option. It's a good option for you to look at. But I think if you're after the best bang for buck and best value and best weapon loadout, you're still better going the Titan.
I only meant as an upgrade path because you could get the package and then upgrade to the Avenger. Yep. So I'll check that, and if it is the case, I'll leave that in not in the description. I'll pin it as a post. All right, that's everything then, I guess. He's been Algared. I've been Execute. We'll see you. Oh, Algared won't be. You won't be here tomorrow, will you? No.
Yeah.
You will. All right, so Algared will be here tomorrow for Drake, which will be another big day.
My favourite.
Yeah. And we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Take care.